Mark Kimmitt from Washington. He is the former Assistant U.S. Secretary of Defense for Middle East Policy. Thanks so much for joining us. I mean, this really is, the military equivalent of a cruise ship. You have thousands of people locked on board in close quarters with 100 cases of a highly contagious virus. Why hasn't an evacuation been ordered?
Well, first of all, let's be clear. This is not a cruise ship. This is a ship carrying 72 aircraft that would be used in combat situations. So it is significant that we are having to dock the Teddy Roosevelt. And I think there will be decisions in the near term, more than likely, to bring people onto the ship and figure out how to quarantine.
Okay, I mean, in a sense, you're saying that it is militarily significant that they've had to dock this ship. When I said it is the military equivalent of a cruise ship, I was just speaking in terms of the number of people on board in close quarters. But then tell us why you think there's a problem here militarily to have all that equipment docked in Guam and probably not out deployed where you would hope it would be.
Well, let's be clear. The United States has a dozen or more aircraft carriers, and that's all. They are, as we like to say, 80,000 tons of U.S. diplomacy. We have them in the Persian Gulf. We have this one as part of the Pacific Fleet that's responsible for ensuring freedom of navigation in the Pacific and the South China Sea. I'm not particularly concerned or worried, but it does have an impact on readiness, and I believe our military leaders are taking that into account and taking the proper measures. But it is significant because, again, it is so important to our diplomacy. It's so important to the American ability to project power around the world.
Okay. Let's talk, though, about the men who are on board. You've worked, obviously, having served in the U.S. military for many years, you've worked very closely with troops on the ground. And knowing what they've been through, I mean, I should say, actually, the upside is they're probably better psychologically prepared to be, on board this vessel under these kinds of extraordinary psychological conditions than anyone else.
Well, I don't necessarily worry about their psychological conditions as long as they've got good leadership on that aircraft carrier. That is a band of brothers and sisters on that aircraft carrier. And if you have good leaders, they're going to explain what's going on. I wouldn't expect there to be a sense of panic. I wouldn't have a belief that there's any significant worry, but there's reason for caution, and we need to get those people that are infected off, and we need to get any other possibly contaminated community spread type COVID patients off there as well. So it's going to sideline that aircraft carrier for a while. And again, I know military medicine. I know they're going to be well taken care of in Guam.
Okay. Mark Kimmitt, thanks as always so much for joining us there from Washington.